Catherine.
Okay, we're going live. Okay, good afternoon everyone, and welcome to your Select Education webinar. So we're trying Microsoft Teams to host this event, which means you're automatically going to have your microphones and your cameras disabled. If you do have any questions or comments, then please use the chat function, the Q&A function. So apart from myself and Lee, who's presenting today, we've got our Select Education technical support ladies monitoring the chat. If you've not had the pleasure of speaking or dealing with them before, they are Donna O'Connor and Catherine Hills. As I said, this is going to be Lee from Data Harvest presenting today, so it's supplier run. We wanted the Data Harvest products in our product range for quite a while now, and finally last year we did get it added to our portfolio. I've personally known Lee for over 10 years now, and I think I've had training with him on 3 or 4 separate occasions, so I know he can run a really great training session for everyone today, and that's why I invited him in. So I'm going to pass you over to Lee now. Just stop sharing my screen, and over to you, Lee.
Excellent. So I'm now full on the screen, I assume, Gary.
You are.
Brilliant, superb. Right, hello everybody. So it's just an update on data login today. So as I said, any Q&As, please obviously ask the questions there. But things are moving on quite rapidly with data login at the moment. I'm sure many of you have, for instance, data loggers with wired sensors. So therefore they have a wire on, and that's the most common way for many years that data login has actually taken place in the UK. So this data logger here has a screen, so it can be used remotely, which works really well. There are other data loggers, which is our V-Hub just here, which you have to be connected through USB. They both have Bluetooth, so they can connect to all 5 platforms, which is Android, iOS, Chromebook, Apple Mac and Windows PC. And you can download the EasySense 2 software from all the app stores free of charge. And that also means when we do updates about every 4 to 6 weeks, you will then automatically get updates as well. So that works really well. So data loggers work really well, but what's happening more and more now, people are going for wireless sensors, should I say. So these have the data logger actually built into the sensor. So again, they all have USB and they've all got a battery built in. Now with most of these sensors, you'll recognise some of them straight away. Obviously PH1, for instance, you'll need to charge that about every 4 to 6 months. That's how long it will carry on lasting, so it works exceptionally well. So I will do 1 or 2 things with some of these later just to show you how easy these are. I mean, to give you an idea, that's a pH, I've got a CO2 one there. Magnetic field sensor is brilliant because you can have it on, there's a couple of ranges, you can have it on plus or minus 5 milliteslas. Then as long as you find north, I'm assuming that's north, I think it's slightly out, but then you can twist while you're logging live and you can see the difference in the poles. And you can actually see it go along, go up, and then come down the other side. So it's absolute, because it's all new technology, so it works exceptionally well. We've now got a current and voltage sensor. So it's combined. So you've got voltage just there and current just there. So this one is a 5 volt stroke 100 milliamp. So you can do both together in one unit. So again, that makes life a lot easier. Pressure sensor here, 400 kilopascal pressure sensor. So ideal for Boyle's law. Just pop your syringe on the end, press it, and then you can have your bar chart going up. So that's an exceptionally easy one to do as well. Temperatures obviously are standard. Everyone's seen a temperature sensor. I've got sound here as well, and there's loads more being released over the next 3 or 4 months. So most of them are in the SLS catalogue already, so you can find all details there. Right, trying to show live experiments loads in a row is a little difficult, obviously, on a webinar. So we've got a few videos now to take you through some experiments, take you through how the EasySense 2 software works. After that's done, I'm just going to switch the camera for a moment. We have our dynamic system here. So one of the classic ones that schools want to do at the moment is Newton's second law. Obviously, you need to get velocity at A, then velocity at B, show the time in between so the students can work out acceleration themselves. So I'm going to show you how easy that experiment can be done. Then I'm also going to have a light gate and just do G to show you how easy it is by dropping a double interrupt card through one light gate as well. then I'll have a play with some of the sensors to show you how easy they can connect. But you're now going to have a series of videos. So Gary, if you'd be so kind as to start the videos. There's no sound at the moment, Gary. Perfect, thank you.
Hello, my name is Ian Davison from Data Harvest. In this video I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about our new range of Bluetooth sensors. With the Bluetooth connectivity, it means the sensors can be used anywhere in the room, or you can take them outside. If you're doing something which requires a demonstration, you can have that in the centre of the class so all the kids can see what you're doing, and you can project that to the screen. Alternatively, you can use the share function in the EasySense 2 software so the children can see your results live streaming on their devices. Another great thing about these sensors is the battery life. I hadn't used a couple of mine for over 6 months. I took them out of the box, turned them on, and they worked straight away, ready to go. One of the advantages of Bluetooth sensors is that can be used as standalone loggers. This means you can just use it, connect it to your experiment, and you don't have to type another item such as a PC or a laptop. It's ideal for doing long-term biology experiments. We can also record very, very quickly using Bluetooth, live to screen, which means if you're looking at things like sound waves, it works really, really well. Many of our sensors are now available in our Bluetooth range.
Next video, if you could, please.
I'm sorry, everyone. Something seems to have gone wrong with that. I can see the live event will continue in a moment is on the screen, although I think you can hear me. Let's see if we can fix this.
The cart is basically essentially the data logger, and it sends out the data straight through the devices so you can do things like distance time graph live. So that's just a little bit about our new range of Bluetooth sensors and some of their functionality. We will be making more videos looking at using each sensor in a specific experiment. If you'd like any further information, please contact me, telephone our office, or look on our website. Data Harvest. In this video I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about our new range of Bluetooth sensors. With the Bluetooth connectivity, it means the sensors...
That's the same video, Gary. Sorry.
Or you can take them outside. If you're doing something which requires a demonstration, you can have that in the centre of the class so all the kids can see what you're doing, and you can project that to the screen. Alternatively, you can use the share function in the EasySense 2 software so the children can see your results live streaming on their devices. Another great thing about these sensors is the battery life. I hadn't used a couple of mine for over 6 months. I took them out of the box, turned them on, and they worked straight away, ready to go. One of the advantages of Bluetooth sensors is that can be used as standalone loggers. This means you can just use it, connect it to your experiment, and you don't have to type another item such as a PC or a laptop. It's ideal for doing long-term biology experiments. We can also record very, very quickly using Bluetooth, live to screen, which means if you're looking at things like sound waves, it works really, really well. Many of our sensors are now available in our Bluetooth range. We will be continuing to develop more sensors such as the force accelerometer and the dynamic system. With the force accelerometer you can measure motion in 3 dimensions, which will be great for doing things like projectiles. With the dynamic system, the cart is basically essentially the data logger, and it sends out the data straight through the devices, so you can do things like distance time graph live. So that's just a little bit about our new range of Bluetooth sensors and some of their functionality. We will be making more videos looking at using each sensor in a specific experiment. If you'd like any further information, please contact me, telephone our office, or look on our website. Thank you for watching.
Would you like to go straight to video 2, Lou?
Yes, please, Gary, that'd be lovely.
Okay, sorry for that mix-up, everyone. We should be okay from here on out.
Hello, I'm Ian Davison from Data Harvest, and in this video I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our range of Bluetooth sensors and what is in development. These include blood pressure, carbon dioxide, force accelerometer, gas pressure, light and colour, infrared, magnetic field, motion, rotary motion, oxygen in air, sound and high temperature. So as you can see, we have a lot of sensors that will be available very soon using Bluetooth. If you'd like any more information, please contact me, telephone our office or look on our website. Thank you for watching.
Next one, if you could, please, Gary.
No problem.
In this video, I am going to walk you through our smart wireless Bluetooth sensors and to explain the typical features and functionality that you might find on our sensors. On the top label side of the sensor, you will notice the sensor's name and range information. In some cases, the sensor is labelled with any inputs or outputs, such as P1 and P2 for pressure sensors, or V for voltage and I for current. Below the sensor's name, you might see the sensor's unique ID number. This ID number is specific to this sensor only and is used by the EasySense 2 software. Sensors feature a status light indicator. This indicator gives feedback to the current status of the sensor. For example, if there is no status light at all appearing on the Bluetooth sensor, then it means that the sensor is switched off. If the sensor is flashing blue, the sensor is on and Bluetooth is advertising. If the sensor is flashing white, it means that the sensor is currently charging via USB mains charger or the USB port. If the sensor is flashing green, it means that communication with the EasySense 2 software via Bluetooth or USB has been successfully established. When the sensor is flashing orange, it means that the sensor is currently recording data. If the sensor is flashing red, it will indicate that the battery is very low. To turn the sensor on, short press the on-off switch. And to turn the sensor off, long press for around 2 seconds until the white light is lit solidly and then release. All sensors feature a USB input. This is to enable connectivity between your device and the EasySense 2 software, or for charging the device. In the next video, we're going to cover how to connect your sensor either via USB or Bluetooth using the EasySense 2 software. If you have any further questions about our smart wireless Bluetooth sensors or need any technical support.
Did you want me just to keep playing them one after the other, Lee, or?
Yes, please, if you could, Gary. Thank you. The next ones, I wanted some overview to start, just so you can see how the sensors work. We've now got a couple of experiments that it's going to go through and take you through, and then an overview of the software to the end. And then I'll start some other experiments live here. Thank you, Gary.
Brilliant.
capacitor time constant using the Data Harvest Smart Wireless Voltage and Current Sensor. This practical demonstrates the charge and discharge of a capacitor and explains the time constant of the capacitor resistor circuit. Download free teaching resource on the Data Harvest website www.data-harvest.co.uk.
Hello, I'm Ian from Data Harvest. In this video I'm going to be showing you dropping a magnet through a coil and connect it to our voltage and current sensor and onto the iPad. So we're going to take this little magnet, drop it through this Perspex tube. The coil is here, which has about 3,000 turns. It's connected to the voltage sensor, which is then connected Bluetooth to the iPad. Before we start, I need to set the iPad up and set the software up because this is going to record very quickly. Before we start, I need to press on devices so I can connect the voltage and current sensor to the iPad. Once connected, I'm going to turn the current sensor off because in this experiment I'm just interested in the voltage. Also, because we're going to go very quickly, I need to set this up using different parameters. So we want a continuous reading. The interval we're going to go very, very quickly, so we're going to change that to 50 microseconds. We're going to use a trigger, so we're going to have when the voltage rises above 0.1 of a volt. And we'll just save that. I'm going to have a bit of a pre-trigger so that the graph is in the middle of the screen, 200 microseconds, and we're going to get it to stop after we've had a small amount of time. I think 30 seconds might be a bit too long. So we'll go for 500 milliseconds. Okay, that's now set up and ready to roll. So all we need to do is press start, drop the magnet through the coil, and there we can see the data on the iPad, showing the induced EMF going from positive to negative depending on the direction of the magnet. So this is a quick and easy demonstration of showing a magnet through a coil using our Bluetooth voltage sensor connected to an iPad. If you would like any more information about this, please contact me, telephone or...
And this is your last pre-recorded video coming up.
In this video, I'm going to walk you through the EasySense 2 software to give you a basic understanding of how the software is laid out and the available options within each section. In this version of the EasySense 2 software, we are using version 1.0.18. The EasySense 2 software is the core of the Data Harvest Science platform. Along with the extensive range of wired and wireless sensors and data loggers, EasySense 2 provides an engaging experience for students of all ages to explore science. The EasySense software is divided into 4 main sections. The center of the screen is the graphing area, and where all your recorded data is displayed. This might be shown as line graphs, bar charts, tables, and meters, for example. Along the top is the toolbar section, which gives you file menu options, sharing, data analysis tools, data runs, layouts, calculations, and general settings. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see all of your recording options, where you can set up how data is captured, start and stop recording data, and record overlays. And the panel on the right shows information about the recording mode, the display mode for the X-axis, the sensor's real-time live data, or data readings when you are using one of the analysis tools. Now we have a basic understanding, let's look at each section in more detail. The toolbar section works like a traditional menu system, providing you with several options that are clearly grouped, allowing you to easily find the function or option that you are looking for. The first button, Devices, shows all the available devices and connected sensors. This is also where you can change the sensor range and enable or disable sensors for any connected devices. Within the Devices section, you will also be able to see any computers that are sharing their data. The File button gives you all the options to open and save your data, import data from an ES2 file or device, which essentially allows you to merge data from mixed sources, export data as a CSV file for spreadsheet applications like Excel, create a new lab which essentially clears the currently recorded data ready for a new experiment, and finally options for print page setup and printing a graph for your own reporting. On smartphones and tablets, you may see a Manage File option. These devices typically don't have a built-in file management system like you would find on a desktop computer, so this option allows you to manage files in a similar way. The Share button allows you to share data across the classroom to multiple devices. The Tools menu consists of several analysis tools so that you can further explore the data that has been captured. For instance, you can show the current value at any point on the graph. You can see the gradient of a curve and even highlight the area under a graph. We will go into each tool in subsequent videos. The Runs feature is great for repeating experiments and allows you to compare the data for each run of an experiment. You can toggle the experiment runs or delete them if required. The Layout menu allows you to choose one of 10 ways to present and analyze your data. Within each section layout container, you can present your data differently for the various types of charts. For instance, you can have a different type of chart for each sensor, such as a line graph, meters, and a table of results. Calculate, as the name suggests, allows you to perform calculations on your recorded data, which presents the result on the graph as a new data series for you to further explore. The Settings menu will give you options to configure the EasySense 2 software to your liking, such as toggling the toolbar and changing the language of the software. Let's now look at the graphing area. This is where all your recorded data will be presented to you. Once you have connected a device to the EasySense 2 software, several options become available to you based on the type of chart that you are using to display the data. For instance, X and Y options on the graphs and bar charts. The charting area allows you to change the type of chart and the options for each type of chart, such as the chart's title, to zoom or display grids. The lower section is where you can set up parameters for the experiment, such as the recording mode, the recording interval, and when to start and stop recording data. Next to the Setup button is the Start/Stop button. This enables you to start and stop recording data. You can also enable Overlay mode to record a new set of data over your previously recorded data. The final section on the right gives us 3 main option panels. The first item describes the recording mode. This can also be changed using the Setup options here. By default, the software is set to continuous recording mode. The next box is the display mode. This shows you how the data is presented on the X-axis and can be changed from time to reading. And finally, the next item shows you the live real-time reading from each sensor, or it will show a reading whilst using one of the analysis tools. As an example, if we click on the Values tool, you will see the value from the sensor as you click on the graph. Or if you click on the Area tool, it will show you the area under the graph. So that completes our introductory walkthrough the EasySense 2 software. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us through our website at
So I'll switch my camera over to you, Lee, now, shall I?
Lovely, thank you very much.
There we go.
Excellent. I can see you've been asking lots of questions on the right hand side, and I hope I don't tread on Donna's and Catherine's toes, but I think I might know some of these questions quicker than they do. So I'll quickly answer some of those and then let's do some live experiments. So someone's asked about calibrating the pH electrode. When you first buy a pH electrode, you don't need to calibrate it as long as you store it nicely. I'm sure you've heard this 100 times before, but as long as you store it in a 4-buffer solution, it will last relatively a long period, but lifespan of a pH electrode is anywhere from about 3 to 7 years. If you store it nicely, I know people that have got over 7 years. I also know people that have got less than 7 years, but there is a feature in the software where you can calibrate it as well if you think it's starting to drift, so that's not a problem. Let's have a look. Someone's asked about overlay. Hopefully you, I think you may have asked that before we got to that part on the video, but yes, you can overlay your results as well. Someone's saying about a set of iPads. With the share facility, the teacher can be at the front, and if they've got their own devices, it can be anything. It can be laptops, desktops, their own phones. I'm finding when I go into schools, roughly students are allowed to use their phones 50% of the time, meaning 50% of the schools that they go in. If you triple science and A-level, it's more likely they are allowed to use their phones. But obviously, if they can get a device, then it does make life easier. But with the Bluetooth sensors, you do need to have a device of some description to make that work. Okay, I think that's all the questions down here. Oh, someone's asked about how long a data hub is going to support the wired units. Many, many years to come. We're going to continue to sell these ones for a long, long time. The only thing that might be a bit different is we're now on EasySense 2 software. We first had EasySense 1 in 2005. You can still have it now. You can download it from our website. You can download EasySense 1 from the App Store and from the Android App Store. But in due course, Microsoft will stop that working. We're hoping it's many years to come. It's at least 2 to 3 years away, we imagine, absolute minimum. But people will need to move over to EasySense 2 software at some point. But this does mean older data loggers sadly will not work with the new EasySense 2 software. So the VHub data loggers, which is that one, will work. VLog work with EasySense 2. Vision, which is our touchscreen data logger that we discontinued 2 years ago, that works with it. And our primary data logger, the View Plus and View, work with it. If you've got loggers that are 3-link, EasySense Q Advanced or serial port data loggers, they won't work with the new EasySense 2 software. But what is really good, the wired sensors you're using with those, you can update to one of the newer loggers and they will all plug into here, just like they do on your existing loggers. But because this has Bluetooth and USB, all your old wired sensors, and we've been selling those wired sensors since the year 2000, will then work with the new EasySense 2 software. Okay, but any questions, obviously, speak to your SLS reps. They'll be more than happy to talk you through it. All right. Right, I'm now going to try and share my software. Gary, hopefully this will work accordingly. So here, make sure that is open. It is. Right. So go back to here. So I'm now going to share the EasySense. They should hopefully now all see EasySense software on the screen. Just nod, Gary, if that's correct.
I don't think they can yet, but I'll see. Now they should be able to see it.
Excellent, superb. Right. So you've seen my colleagues showed you the software. Saves me going through all of it, and they do it much more poshly than I do, especially when it's online. So to connect to this, all you do, I'm going to turn on a pH one just by pressing the end, and you can now see that should now be flashing. I'll turn a couple on so you can see the difference. Let's turn on a pressure sensor. Now the good thing with this, with Bluetooth, people worry that you have to pair. You don't. Because we're using something called Bluetooth Low Energy, this automatically will connect once you go in. So I will now go and click on, once I find my mouse, there we go. Go and click on devices on the top left. It will only list data harvest Bluetooth devices. So it won't list the students' phones, watches, anything else. It only picks up data harvest. So I'm now going to go and click on the pressure sensor. So we've now connected to a 400 kPa pressure sensor. I have a syringe. I'm going to do Boyle's law to show you how easy this is. So I'm now going to click on here. I'm going to go to setup on the bottom left. I don't want to go continuous this time. I want to do snapshot because I want to take readings when I want to take readings. Now I can add volume on here as well. I won't add volume on straight away on this occasion. I want to start when I select, and I want to start. Well, sorry, I want to stop when I stop. I want to show this in two ways though. So I'm going to have a bar chart on this side and a table of data on this side. So if I now click start, you can see on the right hand side it's showing the pressure. So I'm now going to go down a little bit, take a reading by clicking on take sample, go down some more, take another reading, some more, take another reading. You really need two people for this experiment. Let's carry on, take a bit more, take a reading, more, take a reading. I'm struggling now, here we go, and take another reading. So because we have the snapshot facility, you take a reading when you want to take the reading. Obviously this occasion was just by pushing the pressure sensor. But you can do this all on one sensor. You don't need to have the data log, and that's what makes this superb. So if your biology colleagues will not let you use their data logging, you can just buy a little pressure sensor yourself, and then you can do it that way. Right, lots of the experiments I'm doing today are focused towards physics because they're quick and easy experiments to do. But we do have equal sensors for chemistry, biology and physics. There is a large selection of sensors here. Right, let me go and show you some other features. So I'm now going to plug in one of the loggers. Stop logging here, go back to devices, disconnect on here. It does help to plug both ends of the USB lead in. It will work much better. Here we go. Now again, it could have Bluetooth, but I want to show you the difference when you actually plug in through here as well. So if I click devices, it's now picking up the Bluetooth sensors still, but when you use USB, it automatically knows what you've got. So you don't have to tell it what you're connected, just like the traditional data logger. So I've got an infrared sensor plugged in. To change the range in any of the sensors, you can just click down here. I'm going to keep it on 30 watts per meter squared because it's an ideal one just for doing body experiments. So I'm now going to go to File and go to New Lab, just so it resets everything. And we've got that. There you go, that's fine. I want it as a table and as a bar chart again because it's a similar thing here. Actually, let's do it as a live screen this time, just so we can see it moving around. So I'm just going to change that to one graph, change it to a line graph, and go to setup and just change this to continuous. There we go. I now click start. I've got the infrared sensor. I think you can still see me doing this maybe in a picture on the bottom as well. But as you can see, as I'm on my hand, got a double cuff, my jumper, you can see close work, and it's as simple as that. And this is a really good one to do top end key stage 3. If you get a redhead, blonde and brunette, male or female, doesn't matter, but similar style hair, you can put it on top from one to the other, and you can prove the darker the hair colour, the more the person radiates. So it's a lovely experiment. What else you can use the infrared sensor for is Leslie's Cube. That's a really nice one. So you've got your matte black, shiny black, matte white and shiny white. That's a nice one to do this on. You can put your hand down onto one of your benches, move it around a little bit, cause some friction, or wait a couple of minutes for it to warm up. Then you can go over where your fingers were and it will peak every time when your fingers has left a heat signature. So there's quite a few ways to actually do that as well. Right, let's move on to dynamics. This is what the most common thing that's being done in UK schools at the moment. Right, I'm just setting this up. Bear with me one moment. Right, so I'm just going to switch. How can I switch my camera now, out of interest? Can you switch me, Gary, or do I have to do it?
Yes, I should be able to switch them for you. Let me have a look.
Thank you. So if you could do it just so everybody can see the dynamic system.
Well, they can see you at the moment, but
No, bless them.
There we are. This is the one they want. I've only got the software or you as an option at the moment, Lee.
Oh, okay, hold on 1 second then. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I think I have to do it myself. Sorry, Gary. There you go. Can you all see that now?
I think they can.
Brilliant, superb, right. So I'm now going to set the software up to work with the dynamics. So as you can see here, I've got my car here with string. My mass has fallen off. Here we go. So we have a mass on the end. I'll do that again in a moment. I'm now going to set the experiment up. I know the width of this, and I'm going to pass velocity at A, then velocity at B. It will show both of them and the time from A to B. Therefore, the students have everything they need to minus one velocity from the other and divide by time. So hopefully you heard that. I was around the other side of the laptop, but right. So we now set the software up. So I'm now going to tell this to go to timing. I want to do velocity at A then B. Length of the card on the car is 12 centimeters. I want to show time from A to B as well. So we'll show the video first. I'm not sure if you can see the software as well. I think you can see both at the moment, but I'll have them both there so we can toggle from one to the other. So just checking, we have timing, velocity at A then B, single interrupt card. Of course, you can use your own trolleys, your air tracks. The main thing is the card that passes through the light gates, make sure it's black is the ideal colour, dark brown, dark blue work as well. But if you have lighter colours, the infrared on the light gates as it's passing the beam doesn't always break the beam, so it can stop it working. And tip number 2 with the light gates is because they are working by an infrared beam, natural light is infrared and can flood it and stop it working. So if you do this near a window, you do not need blackout blinds, you just need to pull blinds to stop the sunlight, direct sunlight coming in. Okay, as long as you remember those little tips, then you should work pretty much every time. So we've now done that. Click on here. I'm going to do my layout again. So I've got a table one side and a bar chart the other side. I now click start and I shall set the experiment up. So I'm now going to let go. I think I did click start. We'll find out in a minute.
I don't think you did click start.
No, I don't think I did either.
People can
so,
see both the software and a small screen of you at the moment, so we can see it as you're doing the practical.
Oh, you can see the software now, can you?
We can see both now. Yeah, the software's on the big screen. They've got a small screen showing you doing the experiment.
Oh, excellent, perfect. So I obviously made the software go wrong then to make you all feel a lot better in the schools for when it happens to you in front of students. So velocity at A then B. I'm making sure I've got the light gates around the right way. Got all of that. Let's try again and see. I'm obviously doing something silly. Let's try again. Right, hold on 1 second, it's gone through. Okay, I plugged the leads in wrong on the data logger. Okay, so right, I'll try again. Classic. Tell you what, you do when you're on your office desk yourself or in your lab and you're absolutely fine. You have a few dozen people watching you and it's amazing how it goes wrong. So we'll try that one more time. Yay, there you go. It does help to plug the leads in. I had on our data loggers, we normally have 1 to 4 on there and 1 and 2 say A and B. And I had one plugged in 1 and one plugged in 3. Amazing. But there you go. You can repeat that obviously as many times as you like. one velocity minus the other divided by time will give you the acceleration that they want, and that's one of the core things they need to do in GCSE at the moment. So we'll do one more thing at the moment, and that is doing a G for A level, just to show you how easy that is as well, because that's the one that sometimes catches people out. I will plug the leads in the right place this time, it will help. So I've got my light gate, so hopefully you can still see the software.
I can put the software back on now. I'll put it back to where it was.
Oh, lovely, thank you. So I'll just stop this because I unplugged it, it gave some false readings, but that's all right. We'll just go to File and New. Is it up now, Gary?
Yes, they can see the software.
Lovely, thank you. So just reset that on here. So what I'm going to do this time, you can use any double interrupt card you want. I'm sure you've all seen them, but as long as you've got a 2 or 3 centimetres of a colour, a clear bit, and then 2 or 3 centimetres again, it's as simple as that. So I'm going to go to setup again, stay with timing, going to have acceleration this time, but only at A. You could have 2 light gates if you want. I'm just going to do it at 1 to show you how easy it can be. Now, double interrupt card, it shows you what they look like, so it's as easy as that. Mine is actually 40 mil, but you can put your own in there as well. I won't show all the individual readings, even though they're there if you wanted to show them. I'm going to start when I select and stop when I select, so that's nice and easy. Click on start. I'm now going to drop my card through my light gate. And there you go, that's not too bad. So that was completely freehand. I'm now going to pop it on the side of the desk, try and do it through the middle and see how close to 9.81 I can get. How was that? Is that closer? Oh, I think I'll stop that, 9.92, that's not bad. Let's do one more. You should always do everything 3 times. So drop it one more time. There you go, 9.99.
Nice results.
So, as easy as that. So I think that's most of the things that I wanted to show you today. So I will go, if I will shrink my software down here, and let's see if there's any other questions, or if there's any questions from the team, or Gary or Donna or Catherine, anything you want to ask, and I'll be happy to help.
Okay, let's have a quick look at the chat function.
Okay. Someone's asked about the Vision Data Logger. Yes, that will work with the EasySense 2, but you will have to do a firmware update. Okay, so if you go to our website, it takes about 2 to 5 minutes, depending how long since you've done a firmware update, and then that will work through USB lead, or you can buy a little dongle to go in the side that will make it Bluetooth. So yes, your Vision will definitely work. We just need to do a little bit of TLC with it first, maybe just to get it up to spec. We don't have Wi-Fi, so we can't see these. Let's have a look. Yeah, good. Catherine's already answered that one about Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, so that's fine. She's right. We used to have Wi-Fi to start off with, but we moved to Bluetooth because it's so much easier. Now you don't have to pair the devices. So as long as you have something in the school that's got Bluetooth, you do not have to have internet, apart from having to download the software at some point. To actually use it with a logger, you do not need internet. So that's absolutely fine. So I think that's most of the ones on here. Let's have a look. I'll just quickly scroll down here. All our videos are on YouTube. Some are on our website, but the majority are on our YouTube channel. So just surf Data Harvest and then it'll all work there.
So we actually have a few on our website as well. While I'm monitoring the chat, I'll quickly share.
Oh yeah, do that'd be brilliant. Someone's asked about Google Chromebooks. Yeah, Chromebooks is fine. Now, Chromebooks, it'll always work on USB. Some of the older Chromebooks that are meaning maybe more than 3 to 4 years old didn't have Bluetooth BLE. So it may not work with the Bluetooth. So speak to your IT people to see if it has BLE Bluetooth, but the USB will definitely work. So that's, yes, Chromebooks is absolutely fine with the EasySense 2. Can you run, sorry, yep, good question. Can you run pH and temperature at the same time? Yeah, you can do it either, as Donna's correctly said, you can do it through the loggers, but with Bluetooth, you can have up to 5 Bluetooth devices attached at one point to any device. So that's absolutely fine as well.
So I should be sharing my screen showing our website at the moment. Like Lee said, all of the videos you've seen today, Data Harvest have their own YouTube channel, so you can see them all there. But we've been updating our website. So for example, I'll type in PH wireless sensor. The first thing that comes up is Data Harvest. So anytime you go to a product, if you scroll down slightly, you get these tabs here. So overview, open the e-catalog, specifications of the product. If a video is available, there'll be a video tab. I won't play the video because it's probably one you saw earlier, but there are two videos of this product. And then documents, you actually can download the manual. So yeah, I mean, make use of the website. We try and put a lot of useful information there. Someone put something about costs down there as well. What I can really tell you about costs, if you go to promotions, yeah, check this page because like at the moment there's a 10% discount off everything. That's quite rare, so but they do come and go.
People have asked about the EasySense 2 software and where to download it. We do have one version on our website for Windows PC. That does not auto update. The main reason that is there is we are a British company and we manufacture here in England, but we do sell all over the world. And many areas of the world that we sell to still have bad internet connections, for instance, Mexico. So therefore one person downloads it and then they can put it onto all the machines. But I wouldn't use the version on our website because then you won't get the lovely updates in due course. So try always do it from the Windows Store or from the app stores if you can.
So we'll see if any more questions are coming in, but I think Lee's run a really good training session today. It's always extra hard when you can't see people and get that immediate feedback of how it's going. And when you get computer problems like we had right at the start, doesn't make it any easier either. But
yeah. It does help to plug the lead in properly as well. That also helps.
I was quite glad you made that mistake, Lee. It made me feel better about myself.
I had a presentation. We were in a hotel with about 50 people. We used to do those many years ago. And I put A and B round the wrong way in front of about 50 people. It took me at least 5 minutes to realise I'd done it. It's absolutely amazing what you do when you're in front of audiences sometimes. I think I've answered most of them, but again, please go through to any of your sales representatives at SLS or Donna and Catherine. They should be able, I'm sure they'll be able to answer most of the questions. If they get caught out, then they can always contact me and I'll be happy to help.
So leading the Data Harvest team do a great job supporting us. So if we ever don't know the answer, we do go through to them and get the answer for you.
All Data Harvest equipment that has been purchased since 2 years ago comes with a 5-year warranty as well. And that's the same if you buy it by the Data Harvest through SLS. Obviously, it all comes with a 5-year warranty. The only things that don't are things like pH electrodes, those sorts of things. But it's actually manufactured by us. You do have a 5-year warranty, so that gives you peace of mind that the product will last for a long time as well.
Something I forgot to mention is this has been recorded, this webinar. So I suppose by the end of next week, we should have it loaded on our website. And if you want to watch back any particular part of it, or if you have a colleague you think would enjoy watching some of it, then yeah, please do share it. Okay. How long will the 10% last for? Oh, I see Catherine's already replying to this post. The 10% discount at the moment is a January discount, but I mean, quite obviously it's happening because there's not many orders at the moment with schools being closed. Schools are still going to be closed in February, so there's a chance it might be extended. But at the moment, it's a January discount. If in doubt, always ask your rep. Your rep should have the most up-to-date information, and it's always good to ask. Okay, I can't see many more questions coming in. It's been about 50 minutes now, so thank you everyone for turning up today. Hope you all enjoyed it, and especially thank you to Lee for running the session for us. So it's a new range we added to our portfolio last year, which we think is going to do really well. We wanted it in our product portfolio for a while. When things go back to normal and you're allowed to have visitors again, we do offer to come around and demonstrate this in person. so you can sort of try it before you buy it. It might be a while before that happens, but yeah, that is one of the services we offer. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Lee?
No, apart from thank you for everybody for attending, and thank you to your team there for letting me run a webinar to SLS for you today. Much appreciated.
No, I've really enjoyed it, and I hope our customers have as well. So I'll just double check one last time. There's no extra questions. It's a shame. So I know last time we did a webinar, I did tell people turn on your microphones and cameras and, you know, let's have a chat, and it went really well, but we don't have that function today on Microsoft Teams, unfortunately. It's just a new platform we thought we'd trial. It's the only fair way we could compare it to Zoom and the others.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks everyone. I'm going to end this webinar now. Like I said, it will be loaded to our website by the end of next week. So if you do want to watch it back or see it again, then please visit the website. All right. Thanks everyone.
Thank you all. Bye bye.